Last night I had this dream from the Lord, and man, this dream was really something. So, in my dream, I remember I was in this big open room with all these people, and these people were from every walk of life, every color, every social background, rich, poor. They were all together in this room, and there was this sense that we were all this close knitted family, like we all loved each other so much. And we were in this room, and I remember looking outside, and the world was just in complete ruins. And there were some people out there, and they didn't even look like people. They were just so they were in so much anguish that the way they were just walking, they were all just alone. There were a bunch of them out there, but they were all like just walking one direction, and they were all just alone in their misery, in their own mind, and in this world out there, and they were just stumbling in the darkness. And we were in here, and there was all this love, and we were caring for each other and smiling and laughing. And I had a sense that like this was like the end of the world, and we were hiding in here to preserve ourselves and stay alive. And there were windows surrounded by us, so we had to be careful. And I remember we all would just sleep on the floor just next to each other. And our leader woke us up, and we just got up, and we opened our Bibles, and he was reading the book of Exodus. I remember him saying Exodus. And people were checking the windows and covering them up, because we had to worship in secret. And so that there's that part of the dream. And then the part that really got to me sorry part that really got to me, I remember one point in my dream, I asked someone, where's the bathroom? I need to go to the bathroom. And so they showed me to this took me to the separate room. And when I walked in the door, my heart just like sank, because all over the floor there were just pools of dry blood everywhere. It was that cheap vinyl flooring, and there was hardly any of the original color of the flooring left. There was just puddle after puddle after puddle. Each puddle was like a person that died there, and it was like bleeding into the next puddle, and just the whole floor was like red. And it was just, the bodies were long gone, but it was just stained on there, and you knew that like death was there. It just stunk of death. And I remember feeling so heartbroken for the people that died in there. And I knew that like men and women and children died in there. And so I'm creeping my way, trying not to step on the blood. And I remember looking over at the toilet and thanking God, because there wasn't any blood in front of the toilet, so I could stand and do my business. And so I'm going pee in the toilet, and then as I'm using the bathroom, I'm singing in Hebrew, let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Kol hanshama tilaleya, hallelujah. And I'm singing it so loud, and it's echoing in the room. And I swear, all those people who lost their lives in that room were singing it with me. And then once I was done singing, the room just changed. It was no longer a place of death. It was peace there. Oh man, praise God. I remember waking up and feeling like just so relieved, because in my dream, obviously that doesn't seem like an ideal place you want to be, right? Like the end of the world, you're persecuted, you're hiding, but at the same time, I never felt so close to the people I was with. And we just loved each other, and we were just worshiping God. And so I think my dream is a reminder for people to just turn to God and just love one another. Even when you're in a room full of death, to just give praise to God. When you see no hope, will you give praise to God? So, yeah, that was my dream.